This is Renee Abegg, Head of Marketing at Kuhn Rikon.
What we're seeing here is on the left-hand side, you see all the different steps that take place in our production.
Oh, okay.
So it is deep drawing. We start with a disc like that. This is the raw material for a pot, but can also be the raw material for a lid. We deep draw that. When we deep draw it, it gets either the shape of a lid or it gets the shape of a pot. Mm-hmm. Then we do stamping, punching. So what you see the difference here to here, you stamp out certain parts, you punch out certain parts, and you give it a different shape slightly. So that's the next process level. Also here, this is very typical for the aromatics. You get this, we call it a bayonet look. After that, you do soldering and welding. We've got a pot here, but no bottom construction to it yet. So that's what we weld onto the pot body, which consists of an aluminium disc and a stainless steel disc for induction suitability. And then we do grinding and polishing on a machine called round table. We're going to see it later. And that gives it, you know, the final look, the final optic, because before that you can still see that it's been worked. You can see that it's been heated as well. It sometimes gets different color shades. Because it's so hot, that's when metal starts to show these colors. These need to be taken off, so it can be ready for assembling. That's where you know, the handle parts and the valve and all these different elements are being installed. And in the end, it's being put in a box and into our warehouse, and from there it goes to all different corners of this world. This is where we keep our tools, our stamps to produce the certain shapes. Such a tool weighs around or up to 300 kilograms. It's being put into the deep drawing machines that we're going to see after. So you imagine you really need machinery to actually transport that stuff. You cannot, you know, you don't carry that around.
I see they're on pallets.
Yeah, and what you need is for every diameter you need a specific set of tools. So if you got 1 liter, a 2 liter and a 3 liter pot, you need 1 liter, a 2 liter and a 3 liter tool. So what we see here is our deep drawing press. We've got several of those, and they press with a force of up to 360 tons, I think it is. And you got that
Should we be standing here?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No danger whatsoever.
Okay.
So we've got these discs here. What he's doing is dipping them into a deep drawing liquid, a deep drawing oil, so that it gets smoother. It's like lubricant. And after he's lubricated it, he's putting it in between of these two stamps, starting the deep drawing process. What he does here, first step, is just deep drawing the body shape, the general body shape. And here he's giving it, if you look at the shape, he's giving it a slightly different form at the top. Let's see that where the, how can I say?
The collar or the edge?
The edge, yeah, you see the difference? Yeah, you're going to see it now.
It goes in looking like a top hat, and it comes out looking like a pot. There, with the little edge. Okay. Yeah.
Well, he's taking off the rim so that the diameter of the rim, of the outside rim, is exactly the size we needed for the production of the Durafilm. So after that deep drawing process, what is being done? It's being put in the dishwasher, if you will.
Look at this dishwasher.
Because all the residues need to be taken off the dish of this pot. What they always do is quality control. Every production step there's quality control involved. If something's not good, it will be put aside, like these 3 pots over there. They've been identified as 2A quality instead of 1A quality, so they're being put aside.
So everything imperfect at every step is pulled out of the production process.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't move on to the next step. So where are these pots going? He's unloading a cart full of bases and they're going here.
Bottom, to the sandwich bottom construction that is being soldered on.
Oh, okay. Let's go see where these
Testing if it's been welded nicely, properly, because he can't see in there. He's using the metal stick, and he can hear if there's hollow ground underneath.
Okay, here's some quality control right here.
Correct, yeah. If the soldering is not done properly, the bottom will come off the body of the pot. And in order to force already and to cool down, this whole thing is being done at around 650 degrees.
And this is how they turn the pots around. Send them over there. Okay.
After the bottom is clean, or after the sharp edges are being taken off, it goes into what we call a round table. And in this round table, the polishing and the grinding, or rather the other way around, the grinding and the polishing take place. And it goes round in a circle, and there's like different working stations in that round table that execute the different working steps. Another quality control step. He just took out one of the pots, placed it on here, and measured its diameter. And if it's not precise, it will be reworked. So it's just every single process will be controlled.
Oh, these look like pressure cooker bases.
Very good. These are pressure cooker bodies. What is taking place here is the bolts are being soldered to the body. The bolts are where the hammers are being fixed on. And after that, the robot is going to pass it on the pot and put it into a laser machine. And the laser machine is going to do the bottom laser logo, and it's going to do the inside measuring logo. So indicating half full, 3/4 full.
Oh, okay, let me look on the other side here. So here it's doing the etching, this other machine.
It's not etching, it's lasering.
Oh, lasering. Okay. I see all robots doing this.
Sorry?
I see there's all robots here.
Well, there's certain sense where we use robots, and there's others where robots just can handle the work.
Back on the line over here. Is she checking them? It looks like she's checking.
Again, quality controls. She was checking if the diameter of this pot is right, if it's round instead of oval, because if it's oval, the lid doesn't close properly on the body. And if he finds one that the diameter is not the way we need it, it's going to be put away again. All the others are being packed, put on pallets, and then go to the warehouse. So what we see here is the logistics department. That's where merchandise is being delivered to us, so raw material for instance, but also products that we developed and produce elsewhere. But obviously it's also where merchandise goes out to our customers, the merchandise that we've kept in our warehouse and that is being prepared based on the orders that keep coming in. Well, this is the warehouse we're going to look at. That's where we store all our merchandise, and it's 7,700 pallets, big, and it's pretty high. So what you see here is our herb garden. It's been taken care of by a gardener that used to be a member of the board, and he's still doing that because he's, I think that's one of his big hobbies. And obviously it doesn't look very green yet because it's just spring is coming. Now, last thing we do is we have a look at the repair center and at the factory outlet store. So what we got here is the service center. This is where people send their Duramatic, frying pans, cookware, whatever, if they have any issue with it, if they need to have a replace handle, if they need to get it polished again because maybe they've burned something, that's where they send it and that's where it's being taken care of.
Funktioniert, ja? Gut.
Here he's got some machinery to polish, to correct the bottom concavity, to grind, all that kind of stuff that an older piece of cookware might need after having been in use for a long time.
Okay.
So this is our factory outlet store. This is where we're selling second quality products, function wise in perfect condition, security wise in perfect condition, but they might have a little, I don't know, a little scratch or just a tiny little thing that may not allow us to sell the merchandise in a regular department store, for instance. To see, isn't it? Old version pressure cookers. What you see.
So is it the evolution? It's in order of...
Not all of them are Kuhn Rikon, but many of them, especially slightly further up the shelf.
What are they making over here, I wonder? looks like a still. Run down to the newest model.